Parents, listen up. A 19-year-old has been charged with criminal sexual conduct after engaging in sexual contact with a person 13 to 16 years of age. Police are investigating a shooting that happened overnight on the city's southwest side that sent 4 people to the hospital. From the streets to the halls of academia. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a college grad who overcame some of life's toughest challenges. South Bend students could get a chance to sleep in next year, but it could also mean they'll get out of school a little bit later. The owner of a car dealership gunned down outside his own home. Joseph Stewart sold high-end cars, but those who worked for him say he was a down-to-earth guy with a heart of gold. And as Oklahoma City prepares to remember the bombing, those who lived through it continue to struggle with the dark memories of that day. Today is the day boxing fans, they've been waiting for. Tonight, the fight of the century will go down in Vegas. A forum was held in Elkhart yesterday to discuss civil rights and race relations. It's a big problem that some may have experienced before: identity theft. According to research by the U.S. Department of Justice, more than 12,000 people fall victim to identity fraud a year. Police in Missouri are looking for a man suspected of holding his girlfriend captive in a locked box. Australian police have arrested 5 male terror suspects. Officials say they believe the men were planning an ISIS-inspired attack that could have occurred within the week. Hey. Good joke. Good joke. I've never heard that one, actually. That's
really?
clever.
Yeah, I don't even want to know how many calories are in those things. I just want to drink it and enjoy it because it looks fabulous.
Forget about it. A Nevada man is in jail after stealing a plane at an airport. Police say the man stole the plane Saturday night from the North Las Vegas airport. Taking in some sporting events is something that interests you. The South Bend Cubs return home this weekend. Will put their strength to the test in Missouri. Coming up, we'll explain why these folks dug in all for charity. And one of the candidates for the job won enough votes but wasn't allowed to take a seat. Police arrested protesters in downtown Baltimore after the nightly 10 p.m. curfew. Protesters had gathered at City Hall, pleased that 6 police officers had been charged for Freddie Gray's death. The royal baby weighed 8 pounds and 3 ounces. The Duke of Cambridge was present for the birth. No word yet on what Big Brother George was up to. 13 current and former law enforcement officers are charged with drug trafficking. Officials say the 13 allegedly worked with 2 civilians to protect the trafficking of drugs along the eastern seaboard. It was a beautiful day to get outside yesterday, and the city of South Bend officially kicked off its 150th anniversary celebration with an Olympic-style torch run. 6 people arrested for an attempted jewelry heist in Mishawaka will now face federal charges on interfering with commerce by violence. A fast-moving brush fire threatens at least 300 homes in California. A 2-year-old falls into a cheetah pit at an Ohio zoo. Why zoo officials are now asking for charges to be filed against the mom. Antique shows are the place for those rare finds and unique treasures, but one antique show in Texas is trying to entertain the crowds in a different way. All the action for the women's Final Four goes down tonight in Tampa. The Fighting Irish will match up against SEC champions, the South Carolina Gamecocks. It's almost time to play ball in Chicago. We have a look at how workers are getting ready for tonight's home opener. Hundreds of grocery bags full of, listen to this, used diapers dumped and thrown all along the Port County roads. ABC 57's Stephanie Johnson talked to the Sheriff's Department and filed this report. There's been a bunch of court deadlines that have forced dozens of cases to be dismissed in New Mexico. Those deadlines could mean that a man who committed 20 felonies in one day may be off the hook. Reporter Megan Cruz has more on why. Police in Michigan aren't happy about a grassroots effort to legalize marijuana. The Michigan Cannabis Control and Revenue Act would legalize possession and use for Michigan residents over the age of 21. It was a beautiful day for some football and a big day for Fighting Irish fans. The annual Blue Gold game was yesterday at Notre Dame with a first look at the 2015 team. It was a narrow escape for dozens of college students in Massachusetts after their bus suddenly filled with smoke. The statistics alone are a warning sign. According to the CDC, a sexual assault happens every 2 seconds in the United States, and the primary targets are usually women. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and local groups are helping educate women on how to protect themselves. Relations between the United States and Cuba have officially been reset. It happened during a historic meeting at the Summit of the Americas in Panama. For the first time in 2 generations, the leaders of the 2 countries met. ABC's Jim Avila reports on the end of an era and the beginning of another. Are awaiting trial for violating the Open Meetings Act. But now residents say council members have violated the Open Meetings Act again. 2 women were killed and nearly 20 homes were leveled. Don't be alarmed, they're running for a good cause. Some Notre Dame students are dancing for a good cause. How they're Caught on tape, deputies in Southern California are under investigation after they were seen on video beating a man accused of leading them on a chase. Now the victim's loved ones are speaking out and they aren't happy. ABC's Ted Rollins has more. Bristol police are investigating what prompted a driver to lead them on a high-speed chase. It all happened yesterday morning. Police say they heard that guy, but did you know how the man behind the loud voice and his creative way of selling beer and Cracker Jacks all started? The presidential election is more than a year away, but candidates are lining up.